Hi there, everyone. My name is Dan Kotsko, and I'm a seminarian for the Diocese of Harrisburg. For my summer assignment, I've been assigned to your parish, St. Joseph's, here in Mechanicsburg. I look forward to getting to meet each and every one of you during my stay here.
Okay, and everyone, hi, it's Father Rosman, and I am here with Dan, and I certainly do want to welcome him and just adjust the picture a little bit. But a few questions that I have for Dan that I think will be of interest to everyone here. Dan, tell us a little bit about where are you from?
So I'm originally from a small town called Nanticoke, Pennsylvania, up in the coal regions, northeastern Pennsylvania. And, yeah.
Okay, how about your family? Tell us a little bit about your family.
So my mom and dad grew up in the same town. Originally, actually, my mom's ancestral family, so the immigrants who came to the United States originally began in Danville, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's in our diocese.
Yes.
Okay. You were telling me a little bit about your last name.
Oh, yes.
And what is like the origin of Kotsko?
Kotsko is a Polish name.
Spell it for the people, just in case they need to know.
It's Kotsko.
Okay.
It's originally, its Polish spelling is Koczka, which means duck in Polish.
Okay. And your dad, there was something that you said was really interesting too about his name.
Oh, yes. So my dad's nickname that was given to him by his friends was also Duck. This was not because of his last name. We only found this out years later after he got his nickname, but it was because when he went fishing one year, he actually cast his rod into a bunch of brush, and he thought he caught a real big fish, and ended up he caught a duck. So so from that time on, his friends called him Duck.
Duck. Okay, all right, that's really interesting. You do have interest in animals. Tell us a little bit about your interest in...
Well, I do have a dog at home, a German Shepherd Husky mix, who is going to be 14 this year. Her name is Mia, and I've always had a dog. So I've had 2 dogs so far in my life. One I've had for 10 years, and this I'm coming up on 12 years of my dog Mia now.
Okay, all right. And where do you go to seminary?
I currently studying at Mount St. Mary's Seminarian, Emmitsburg, Maryland.
Okay, all right. And what year are you in, and where are you along in your journey?
So I just currently finished my first year of pre-theology, so that's studying philosophy, and I'll be entering my second year of pre-theology.
Okay.
At the Mount.
And then what happens after that?
So after I complete that, depending if the bishop wishes me to stay at the Mount, I'll continue on to theology for 4 more years.
4 more years, okay. And then hopefully at the end of those 4 years?
God willing, I'll be ordained.
Okay, all right. And why are you assigned to a parish during the summer?
This is more of the practical experience that seminarians need. We get a lot of theory at seminary, and this is more of the hands-on. We get to see how a parish priest works, how he deals with his parishioners, and we get to know the parishes a little bit more in depth instead of just seeing them, through different correspondence. This is more of a hands-on experience that seminarians need in their future as a priest.
Okay. And just sort of in a nutshell, why do you think God is calling you to be a priest?
I think basically over the years I've seen a lot of lukewarmness or sort of apathy towards the faith and the sacraments and the sacred spaces, and I feel God's calling me to bring back that idea of the sacred.
Okay.
That the church is a holy place to pray, and and that the Blessed Sacrament, Jesus is always there in the tabernacle, and to be able to express that, bring the love of God and the awesomeness of God back to the people.
Okay, all right, wonderful. How about what do you find most interesting about seminary?
I think the most interesting part about seminary is the fraternity. It's where I go at Mount St. Mary's. I think of most of the seminaries is that it's not just one diocese. It's several dioceses. We have Fargo, North Dakota, Arlington, Virginia, Ogdensburg, New York, and we all consider each other brothers. So there's it's a very eclectic group of guys, and we're always united under one faith and one goal for the Holy Priesthood.
Okay. I know our diocese likes to have our seminarians together at these various seminaries that we send to. Mm-hmm. How many of our diocesan seminarians from Harrisburg are at Mount St. Mary's currently?
So currently we have 9 guys at the Mount, and they span throughout all 6 years.
Mhm.
So myself and another of my classmates are going into second pre-theology, and there's basically throughout. So I think there's about 2 in each class, and we'll be having one ordained a deacon at hopefully sometime this summer.
Okay. And then where are other seminaries that our guys could go to?
So there are other ones that are, there's St. Charles Seminarian in Philadelphia. There's, we do have one of my diocesan brothers in TC, Theological College in Washington, D.C. And there's also, we have St. John the 23rd in Boston. And then there's St. Mary's University in Roland Park, Baltimore.
Okay, all right. Our parishioners certainly know Rich Groff from him being here as our religious education director. I'm sure that you got to know him a little bit as well.
Yes.
And it's really nice that you're able to have some of those connections as well. So I'm sure that Rich would be interested in getting updates from you over the course of the summer. I understand he's not too far away from here for the summer in Cumberland?
Yes,
Okay,
he's
very
with Father Kyle Sod at his parish.
Okay, very good. And maybe just one more question as an introduction here. What are some of your hobbies, your interests? What do you like to do for fun?
So one of my hobbies I like to do, and I'm sure you'll see me around here, is gardening. I love gardening, especially with flowers. I like seeing things grow and, getting into God's creation. Some of the things I like to do, I like to go hiking in the mountains, since I grew up near the mountains up in northeastern Pennsylvania, so I like to do that a lot. And I do like to cook. I'm not a really artistic cook, but I like food. I like tasty food, and I like to learn how to do that. So.
Okay, very good. And if any of you are here this weekend or just passing by, Dan is responsible for the planters in front of the church with the juniper and some other really nice flowers. So we thank him for that. All right, thanks for this introduction, Dan, and we look forward to hearing more about you throughout the course of the summer. You started on May 26th, and you are here till the end of July, right?
July 26th.
Okay, and then provided that seminary is back to normal, like when does that start up again then for you?
I think the date has moved back a little bit, but for the returning men, we have to be there, I think the 20th. I'm mistaken, but it's around that week that we'll have to be back. No, of August, that is.
Okay, very good. All right, well, we look forward to seeing you around here, and you've been a great help so far. Hopefully it'll be a good experience for you. And I know that we're all masked when we come together here, but if you see this younger guy who looks somewhat like a priest in a cassock and a surplice, that is Dan. So we welcome Dan, and good to have you on board with us.
Thank you very much, Father.
All right.